Part 4, a 3-step method for a successful detox. In this section, we'll go over a simple 3-step method to help you perform a successful dopamine detox. Step number 1. Identify your biggest distractions. The first step to implementing an active dopamine detox is to identify your biggest temptations and distractions. To do so, take a pen and a sheet of paper, or use your action guide, and create 2 columns, cans and can'ts. In the first column, write down all the activities you will allow yourself to engage in. For instance, it might be going for a walk, journaling, working on a project, or reading books. In the second column, write down all the things you must avoid doing during your dopamine detox. For instance, it might be watching YouTube, checking your emails, or using social media. To help you do this, ask yourself the following questions. If I stopped doing only one thing, which one would increase my focus and boost my productivity the most dramatically? What other activity do I need to avoid in order to help me increase my focus most significantly? Keep asking yourself this question until you're happy with your answers. Once you have completed your list, put it on your desk or somewhere you will see it. It will act as a good reminder of the activities you must avoid. Step number 2. Add friction. Generally speaking, the harder something is to access, the less likely you are to do it, and vice versa. This is why you must redesign your environment to make undesirable behaviors more difficult to engage in while making more desirable behaviors easier to conduct. Look at the habits or activities you want to eliminate and ask yourself how you could add friction. The more friction, the better. For instance, if your phone is your biggest distraction, remove all notifications or put it on airplane mode. Or, even better, switch it on and put it in a separate room. If Facebook is your biggest distraction, remove as many notifications as you can and/or use applications such as Newsfeed Eradicator, a Google Chrome extension. If you spend hours watching YouTube videos, install DFTube on your Google Chrome navigator, or find a similar app for your internet browser. This will remove all the suggestions and notifications. Then, only watch videos that serve a specific purpose. Adding friction might sound overly simple, but it works. This is because, as humans, we're fundamentally lazy. We hate wasting energy unless we are forced to. If you need to go to another room to grab your phone, friction number 1, and also need to turn it on, friction number 2, you are less likely to do it for a while. After I put my internet modem in my storage room to get it back, I needed to leave my apartment. Friction number 1. Take the elevator to descend 4 floors. Friction number 2. Open 4 doors. Friction number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. To reach my modem. And repeat the actions in reverse. Friction number 7 to number 12. This is a great deal of friction, since I spent energy to take my modem to the storage room in the first place. My mind resisted getting it back right away. This would be a great waste of energy, which my mind doesn't like. The bottom line is, the more difficult you make it to engage in unwanted behaviors, the better. Conversely, make your desired behaviors as frictionless as possible. For instance, to facilitate writing in the morning, I avoid checking my phone or my emails and leave my word processor open. Then, I often put on relaxing music and use a timer. I like to do 45-minute work sessions. By doing so, I've removed friction and obtained the buy-in from my mind. It wouldn't make sense if I suddenly stopped the music, paused the timer, and moved on to another activity. my mind would see it as a waste of energy. Of course, I may still procrastinate, but removing friction and creating a simple routine reduces the chances of me doing so. Your turn now. How could you add friction to eliminate unwanted behaviors? Look at your list of can'ts. Next to each of them, write down specific things you could do to add friction. Then, look at your list of cans and write down things you could do to eliminate friction. Remember, your mind is lazy. Use this to your advantage. Step number 3: start first thing in the morning. The third and final step is simply to get started. I recommend you start first thing in the morning before becoming overly stimulated. I've noticed that if I check my phone or access the internet upon waking up, I will probably become distracted. I also recommend you create a morning routine to help you start your day on a positive note and with a strong focus. Over the long term, a simple morning routine can make a massive difference in your life. What about you? What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Does this help you remain calm and focused? Or does it lead you to feel overstimulated and result in procrastination? To establish your morning routine, write down 2 or 3 simple things you could do each morning. You'll use these activities to kickstart your dopamine detox and, hopefully, you will stick to the routine over the long term. Remember that the routine should deepen your focus rather than stimulate you. For instance, you could meditate, stretch, listen to some relaxation music, write down your goals for the day, write down 3 things you're grateful for, or repeat positive affirmations. Action step using your action guide. Create a simple daily routine to follow during your dopamine detox and beyond. To sum up, in order to implement a successful dopamine detox, you should 1. Identify your biggest temptations and/or distractions and write them down on the sheet of paper. Then, make sure you put the sheet in a prominent position. 2. Make unwanted behaviors harder to engage in by adding friction. 3. Make desired behaviors easier to engage in by reducing friction. 4. Implement a simple morning routine to calm your mind and start your day with a low level of stimulation. Now, decide whether you want to do a 48-hour, a 24-hour, or a partial detox. Then, identify the main sources of stimulation you'll eliminate as you go through your detox. For the 48-hour and 24-hour detox, try removing most, if not all, sources of stimulation. Stay away from the internet. Refrain from gambling. Avoid watching TV. Stop playing video games. Eat light meals free of sugar and processed food. Turn off your phone, and so on. For the partial detox, strive to remove your biggest source of distraction. Tips to make the most of your dopamine detox. Below are a few tips that will help you maximize the benefits you'll obtain from your dopamine detox. Take notes during your dopamine detox. I encourage you to take notes. If you feel restless, write it down. If you experience an urge to check your phone or to watch videos, write this down too. That way, you'll be able to identify your biggest sources of stimulation and learn more about the way your brain works. Reflect on your life. When we're constantly busy and overstimulated, we sometimes fail to take a step back. We can't see the forest for the trees. Use your dopamine detox as a way to zoom out. 2. Do so. Reflect on your goals. What goals are you pursuing? Are they the right ones for you? Are you making progress toward them each day? And if you keep doing what you're doing, will you reach them? Assess how you're using your time. Are you being truly productive each day? Do you spend time on things that matter? Which activities or projects do you really need to focus on? Which ones do you want to stop doing? Self-reflect. Are you where you want to be in life? What inner work could you do to improve yourself? Solve your problems if you have any problems or worries. Write them down, alongside potential solutions. Just putting your thoughts on paper can help you declutter your mind and gain clarity. This is because it's difficult to address thoughts that stay in your mind. You tend to ruminate on them. On the other hand, writing them down makes them more concrete. It helps clarify your thinking by giving words to your thoughts or worries. You can address them more easily. I encourage you to take a pen and a sheet of paper and answer the questions above. In the absence of highly stimulating activities, you'll be calmer and more relaxed. And this, in turn, will allow you to develop greater insight. More generally speaking, dedicating time to thinking each week can make a major difference in your life. It can prevent you making big mistakes and save you a great deal of time and energy. Therefore, refuse to let busyness be an excuse to avoid reflecting on your life. Identify your fears. Finally, our never-ending search for stimulation is often an attempt to hide our fears. Being busy enables us to avoid having to face unpleasant feelings and scary truths about ourselves. Thus, if you notice certain disempowering thoughts or underlying fears, write them down too.